Earlier this week, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by about 0.5%. So now it's at a 10-year high. What does that mean for the Twin Cities housing market? Well, joining me this morning is Danny Truong. He's a local realtor with DT Realty Group, an affiliate with Coldwell Banker. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So let's dive right into it. What is the state of our housing market right now?
It's still pretty high. You're not seeing like 30, 40 offers in, that $300,000 price point or under, but you're seeing about a good 12 or more offers in homes priced under, 300,000. And the $400,000 to $600,000 price point still relatively competitive. A year or two ago when interest rates were super low, 2%, 3%. A lot of people were funneled into a certain price point because people could afford $75,000 to $100,000 more. With the increase in rates right now, we're in like the mid fives, low sixes eventually. Buyers are losing, buying power. So they're backing up 75 to 100 grand. So those first time home buyers are now looking at condos, townhomes again, where last year they're all looking at single family homes. Think about the 80s, we were way double digits. We were like in the teens, but of course, cost of houses were a lot cheaper back then, right? If rates go up like close to double digits, like where it was back in 2010, even 2015, we're still like above 7 or 8%. People are still buying houses.
So what does the higher interest rate, does that do anything for the Twin Cities housing market?
It's too soon to tell. I think there's a lot of buyers still sitting on sidelines. Obviously the fear of like, well, interest rates going up and wait for it to go down. But in reality, I think a lot of buyers are educated enough where they're sitting and waiting until interest rates plateau. Once it plateaus, it normalizes out. Then people understand, okay, this is the new normal for interest rates. Now I can rebudget, I can buy.
So what you're saying is even with the mortgage rates going up, you're not seeing that deter home buyers. If they want to find a home, they're going to find one.
Yep, exactly. Demand's really high. Supply is very low. It's just a matter of supply and demand right now. Increase of rental prices are going up. So it's forcing people to go out and search, and if they can, buy a home, build equity, because renting is 100% interest.
Well, in the still crazy home buying market, if someone still is looking for a home, what are your tips to make their offer really stand out?
Well, as a buyer's agent, our fiduciary duty is to protect our buyers and to educate them. I would never sway or convince them to do something they don't want to do. But the trends are earnest money, good faith money is usually about 1% of your offer price. Some people are offering more upfront because it looks more like you're serious to buy. Appraisal gaps, right? It's still really hot right now because people are offering over asking. How much extra cash are you willing to put down to cover the gap difference if the appraisal comes short or doesn't hit your offer price? Okay. If you can, bring an inspector to a house showing that you really like. Do a non-intrusive inspection, so the eyeball test, right? It's not a full-blown inspection, but the inspector should, with their expertise and professionalism, should be able to provide you enough information to make a strong offer. Whether or not do you want to proceed and offer with inspection, but make it non-contingent. So at that point, you assume all the risk, but it's just more information for you to know as a future home buyer. Obviously, when you waive your inspection contingency, it's super low risk to the seller, but it's high risk to the buyer. There's ways around that. You can, purchase a home warranty or bring an inspector to the showing so you get more information about that.
All right, Danny, well, thank you so much for your insight and joining me this morning. For more information, just head to our website, WCCO.com. In the newsroom, Pauline Lee, WCCO 4 News.
Keep watching CBS News Minnesota for continuing coverage.